The wealthy siblings arrived at their family's construction site for inspection, but as soon as they entered, they saw a brick worker sleeping on the ground. Seeing this, the rich young master angrily kicked him awake. Tony hadn't figured out what was going on. When the rich lady slapped him across the face, she threatened to fire Tony immediately, and used the family's influence to blacklist him from the entire industry. But what they didn't know was that they were about to pay a heavy price for their actions. Turns out Tony was the civil engineering master their father had begged for 3 days and nights to bring on board. His construction skills were beyond exceptional. Just one glance at the stone materials and he spotted issues. He was highly skilled yet kept a low profile. The workers at the site deeply respected him. Whenever there was an accident, Tony was always the first to rush in. One day the site accidentally dug into an underground river. Tony immediately decided to personally handle high-pressure grouting, eliminating a major risk for the company. But after an entire day of intense work, Tony was completely exhausted, so he lay down on the ground to rest for a moment. He didn't expect to run into the siblings who had just returned from abroad. The rich young master kicked him without a word. Tony was about to explain, but the rich lady slapped him again without hesitation. Just then the site supervisor rushed over after hearing the commotion. Seeing that the visitors were the young master and miss, he quickly stated that Tony was highly respected on site, and that all the workers followed his lead. As soon as he finished speaking, the rich lady burst into anger, thinking Tony was building his own faction on site. But Tony explained that he was just resting because he was tired. They didn't listen to a word, and even looked ready to hit him again. Just then the other workers rushed over with their tools. The rich lady immediately declared that she was the heiress of the real estate group, and questioned what was wrong with inspecting her own site. Seeing that it was the boss's children, the workers instantly dropped their tools in fear, but they still asked what mistake Tony had made. The rich young master said Tony wasn't even on their project's roster. He then ordered someone to check the company's staff list, and sure enough Tony's name wasn't there. Tony quickly explained he was personally recruited by the chairman, and if his identity was exposed it could bring trouble to the entire group. But the rich lady scoffed at this, thinking Tony was full of lies. She said she'd teach him a lesson. At that critical moment, the foreman stepped in front of Tony, saying that without him the project would surely be shut down. But the rich lady didn't believe it, claiming she knew the youngest genius academician from the Civil Engineering Academy. Turns out she had missed the recent award ceremony due to being late, so her best friend had gotten the academician's contact info for her. In front of everyone she revealed the phone number. Tony glanced at it, then told the workers not to escalate things, and said if they wanted to blow this up, he'd gladly go along. Seeing the situation intensify, the foreman gave a command, and the workers all dropped their tools preparing to strike. Seeing the workers rally around Tony, the rich lady panicked and said if they all lost their jobs, they wouldn't even be able to feed their families. Tony also urged the workers to stay calm, saying he didn't want them to lose their jobs because of him. But the workers stood firm, vowing to stick with Tony no matter what. Seeing this, the siblings actually considered using force to suppress them. Just as a clash was about to break out, a worker ran over in a panic, saying the drill bit had fallen into the well during drilling, and someone was injured. Tony rushed over immediately upon hearing the news. Without hesitation he handed over his bank card, and told them to send the injured to the best hospital. After making arrangements, he asked if there was a salvage worker on site, but was told that the last one they hired had gone missing during another job, and they hadn't found a replacement yet. Tony knew that if the drill bit wasn't retrieved, all the earlier work would be wasted. To make sure everyone's effort didn't go to waste, Tony decided to go down the well himself. Just then the rich siblings walked over, mocking him for pretending to be a hero, and saying he wouldn't dare actually go down. But Tony ignored them, told the workers to prepare diving gear, and decisively went into the well. The foreman stood anxiously by the edge, but at that moment, the heartless young master took a pair of pliers from his assistant, and walked straight to the well, coldly cut Tony's air hose. The foreman exploded with rage, and called on a few workers to pull Tony up, but they were blocked again by the young master's bodyguards, who even claimed it was just an accident, and threatened that anyone who leaked this would see their whole family suffer. Just as Tony's life hung in the balance, the chairman arrived on site.